Is it pouring down with rain where you are? Right, I'm going to get in the dry. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, welcome to the World Storytelling Cafe. Rather than the heat of Marrakesh, I'm in the pouring rain in Norfolk at Strumpshaw. I'm just getting in my van before I start telling stories. Oh. I was going to be Marion Leeper today, but I kind of didn't do that very well. Can you make me co-host, Louis, just in case anyone else joins us? Hello, Louis. How are you, Louis? And can you hear me? Oh, you can hear me. Okay, right. Okay, better tell a story then. I think we'll do a story from Greece. And there was a king, and he had 3 sons. And he gave each of his sons a bag of gold. And the oldest son, well, he liked parties and festivals and such, like me. He thought, I'm going to have the biggest party in the whole world. And the second son, he liked riding horses and racing horses. He said, I'm going to buy myself a string of race horses. But the youngest son said, I think we ought to build something so everyone remembers our father. Hi, Louis. You want to say something? To unmute yourself.
Yes, I do. To John.
Yes.
I'm not in Storytelling Cafe last week because I got a family barbecue night.
You got a barbecue night. Well, it's good job it wasn't tonight, wasn't it? Is it raining where you are?
Yes, it is. But last week I am not on the Storytelling Cafe because I was in the family barbecue. And the week after last week, I am not doing it because I got a school prom last week.
Really? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I have.
Excellent.
But my mum sent you a photo of me dancing for the whole night.
Fantastic.
And
okay. Yep.
I just
carry on.
One more thing. I'm not doing it next week because I'm going to
look away. What are you doing next week instead?
We are going on holiday.
Where are you going on holiday to?
To Hunstanton.
Excellent. I'm quite near Hunstanton at the moment. I'm just outside Norwich at Strumpshaw Tree Museum. Well, in the grounds of. Okay. In the grounds of Strumpshaw Tree Museum. We're just tomorrow and the next day we have the tree fair. But so I was going to show some beautiful gypsy caravans, which but it's pouring with rain and that'll probably wreck the phone. If it lets up before the end of the program, I'll go around, I'll walk around these lovely gypsy caravans and show you. But for the moment, I think I'll do a story. Should I do a story? Right, where were we? There was a king, he had 3 sons, and he gave each of them a bag of gold. And the oldest son, he liked parties and festivals, and he was going to do the biggest party in the whole world. And the second son, he liked horses and he liked horse racing, and he was going to buy himself a string of horses. But the youngest son thought, I think we ought to build something so everyone remembers our father. And the older two said, oh, well, I suppose we'd better put in for that as well. We better help him, or else, yeah, or else Dad's just going to like our younger son, the youngest one, brother. And so, anyway, they built a beautiful church, a huge church, like the walled churches in Suffolk or the herring churches, and it had marble pillars and a marble floor, and a stained glass window. And the king looked at it. He was really pleased, but in white beard, and he touched the ground. Is this a very nice stained glass? A golden nightingale to sing on the roof. And the king called his sons in and he said, a very nice church, I appreciate it. Lovely marble pillow, beautiful marble floor. Fantastic stained glass windows, but there's one thing missing. A golden nightingale to sing on the roof. Well, the three boys set off in search of a golden nightingale. And they travelled together till the road split up into three directions, and one was the road of no returning. That the youngest brother decided to do, and he walked for a long way and further still. His feet were sore and his throat was dry, and he sat down by the side of the road, and he built a little fire, and he put on a kettle, and he made a pot of coffee. When along came a little old man, long white hair, long white beard, longer than mine. Long white hair nearly touched the ground. And the boy said, will you sit down? The man said, oh, I think I will. The boy said, would you like a cup of coffee? The man said, I don't mind if I do. And where are you off to? He said, I'm off to find a golden nightingale to sing on the roof of my father's church. You're going in the right direction, said the man. For if you carry on walking and you come to the castle of the 40 ogres, and there you'll see a woman in the garden hanging out the washing. Run up to her, throw your arms around her and go, mother, 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 save me from my 40 brothers. Well, the next day he set off on his journey. He walked till he came to the castle of the 40 ogres. And there was a woman hanging out in the garden, hanging out the washing. He ran up to her, threw his arms around her, and go, mother, 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 save me from my 40 brothers. Well, she thought, he must be my son. Can't remember him, but I have had over 40. So she rubbed him down. He turned into a broom. She balanced the broom up in the corner of the room. That night, in came 40 ogres. Before you eat, she said, I've got a question. What would you do if someone came up to me, threw their arms around me and called me mother? What was our brother, said the ogre, so we'd be nice to him. Well, he took the broom, rubbed it down, and turned back at the boy. And the ogre said, hello, brother. What can we do for you? And the boy said, you see that golden nightingale in the cage up on the shelf up there? Can I have it? And the ogre said, well, you can if you bring back the flying horse that the 40 valiant youths stole from us. I'll do that, said the boy. And he set off on his journey. He walked for a long way and further still. His feet were sore and his throat was dry. And he sat down by the side of the road. He made a little fire. He boiled a kettle. He made some coffee. And along came a little old man with long white hair, long white beard that nearly touched the ground. The boy said, will you sit down? The man said he would. The man said, and the boy said, would you like a cup of coffee? The I said, I don't mind if I do. And where do you happen to be going? He said, I'm off to the castle of the 40 valiant youths to get back the flying horse they stole from the 40 ogres. Well, said the little old man, you know what happened yesterday? Well, same thing again. Walk till you come to the castle of the 40 valiant youths. There'll be a woman in the garden hanging out the washing. You go up to her, throw your arms around her and go, mother, 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 save me from my 40 brothers. Well, just like the day before, he walked till he came to the castle of the 40 valiant youths. There was the woman in the garden hanging out the washing. He went up to her, threw her arms around her, mother, 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 save me from my 40 brothers. Well, she was real enthusiastic, this one. She rubbed him so hard he turned into an apple. She put the apple in the middle of the fruit bowl. That night in came the 40 valiant youths. 40 hands went out to grab a piece of fruit. She slapped them down and said, you'll eat when I tell you. Meanwhile, I've got a question. What would you do if someone came up to me and called me mother? Well, we'd think he was our brother, said the 40 valiant youths, and we'd be kind to him. Well, she polished the apple and turned back into the boy. And I said, well, nice to meet you. What do you want in particular? What can we do for you? Well, you know that flying horse you got that you stole off the 40 ogres? I'd like that. You can have it, said the 40 valiant youths, if you bring back the princess 5 times fair. Well, off he went. And he walked, his throat was sore, and his feet were dry. His feet were sore, and his throat was dry. He sat down by the side of the road. He made a fire, and you know what he did? He boiled a kettle, and he made a pot of coffee. And along came a little old man, long white hair, long white beard. And he touched the ground. And man said, where are you off to? He said, I'm off to bring back the princess 5 times fair. He said, I've got no advice, but I will give you this gun. And watch that, it can't miss. And he's about to shoot the vulture when the vulture says, spare me, spare me, spare me. Take a feather from my wing, and when you are in trouble, hold it up and call me, and I will come and help you. Of course, said the boy. And he took a feather from the vulture's wing, and he carried on till he came to a stream, and swimming that stream was a salmon, a huge salmon. I mean, if you could see my hands, I mean, it was so big, I couldn't stretch my arms to describe it. He put his gun on the back. Someone said, spare me, spare me, trouble, hold it up and call me and I will help you. Thank you very much, said the boy, taking the scale from the salmon's back and letting the salmon go. Carried on the roads, he met a fox, and he's about to shoot the fox, and the fox says, spare me, spare me, spare me. Trouble, hold it up and call me, and I will come and help you. And so he took the hair from the fox's tail and carried on, and he came to the city where the 40 valiant youths were. Not the 40 valiant youths, where the princess 5 times fair was. He was taken to the king, her father. The king said, well, what do you want? He said, I've come for your daughter, princess 5 times fair. You can have her, said the king, if you can hide from her for 3 hours. Now you can have 3 goes, and if you succeed, you can take her. But if you don't, it's off with your head. And you see all those spikes around the city walls with all those heads on? Those are the people that have failed. Are you sure you want to do this? And the boy said, yeah, I'll do it. Well, The princess put a blindfold on and started counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The boy went off and he held up the feather of the vulture and said, help me, help me. And down came the vulture. He said, quick, hide me behind the clouds. And he got on the vulture's back and he flew off. And he was hidden behind the clouds. 48, 49, 50, coming to get you, ready or not. Well, she looked here, she looked there, she looked up, she looked down, she looked around, she looked up again, and there, sticking out from behind the cloud, was one ear. I can see you, she said. 2 goes left, said the king. And then it's off with your head. Well, she blindfolded herself again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The boy went down to the sea and he held up the scale of the gold and salmon and the cup and just, help me, help me. Along came the fish. Get on my back, it said, and I'll hide you behind the rock. 48, 49, 50, coming to get you, ready or not. Well, she looked up, she looked down, she looked round, she looked down again, she looked down to see, and there, sticking out from behind the rock, was one heel. I can see you, she said. 1 go left, said the king, and then it's off with your head. Well, she's blindfolded again, starts counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He went out and he held up the hair of the fox and he said, help me, help me, help me. And the fox came and he said, quick, hide me in the middle of the earth. Fox hid in the middle of the earth. 48, 49, 50, coming to get you, ready or not. Shut eyes. And there, and she never seen anything like it. She was fascinated. Well, after it finished dancing, jig, it danced a reel and then a hornpipe and then a polka. It danced. It took 2 hours. She just couldn't take her eyes off it. And then it ran up a tree and started doing gymnastics on the tree, swinging around, using a branch of the trapeze and swinging around on the branch. Oh, and it was 2.5 hours, and then it was 2 3/4 hours, and my goodness, it was 3 hours. Not after 3 hours, the fox went down the middle of the house, middle of the house, brought back the boy. Well, she was quite pleased because she was quite fed up with everyone who. And so the boy takes her and leave this. But I've got to swap it, youths. What a okay, it's okay, trust me. Trust me, I'm a really good horseman. I'll get on the horse, you stand next to it, you wave goodbye, I'll bend down, I'll pick up, I'll grab your hand, and I'll throw you back, horse will fly off. Whoa. When they got to the palace, to the castle of the 40 valiant youths, they were there lining up and they saw her coming. Each one of them fell in love immediately. And of course, they gave him the winged horse. And she said, I do touch him. And he went down, he picked her up her hand, he threw her on the back of the horse, and they flew off. Whew, that was close, she said. I'm not sure it's over yet, said the boy, because I've got to swap this horse for a golden nightingale with the 40 ogres. They're going to see you. They're going to say, forget the winged horse, give us the princess 5 times fair. Mind you, it's worked once. Let's see if it'll work again. I'm a really good horseman. I can ride with them with no hands. So I'll be on the winged horse. I'll have the golden nightingale in one hand. You'll wave goodbye to me. I'll pick you up and I'll throw you on the back of the horse. It should work. She wasn't that convinced, but so they get to the 40 ogres. Their eyes nearly popped out their heads when they saw the princess 5 times fair. They had never seen anyone so beautiful. Oh, forget the winged horse. Give us the princess 5 times fair, listen. Okay, just give me the golden nightingale. She's got the golden nightingale in a cage on one hand, and the princess waves goodbye. He throws her on the back of the horse. They fly with all the ogres. Oh, got nothing, nothing. He flies off that place. The road split up in 3 directions, and there was his 2 brothers waiting. Well, I don't know what it's like in your houses, but in mine, if one brother turned up with the princess, he walked, and there was. But there was nothing nice about a brother. They just dig a big hole, they threw him in the bottom of the hole, and they got on the horse and tried to ride off, and the horse refused to fly. They said, never mind, we'll walk. And so they dragged the princess 5 times fair, and they had the golden nightingale, and they got to the father. The father was so pleased. He put the golden nightingale on the roof, and of course, the princess was to marry the older brother. And there was that point in the wedding. Would you take this man to be your lawful wedded? Bang! The doors burst open. And up until this point, the golden nightingale refused to sing, and the princess looked really miserable. But as the doors flew open, there was the winged horse. And on the back of the winged horse was the oldest brother, was the youngest brother. And as soon as he came in, the princess smiled, a big beaming smile, and the bird began to sing, and the king realized what had happened. And he banished those 2 older brothers, and they were lucky they weren't put in barrels of nails and cast out to sea. I can tell you. And the boy and the princess 5 times fair were married. As far as I know, they lived happily together for the rest of their life. Well, did you like that story, Louis? Louis frozen. Well, that's, I think I'll do a poem. I think I'll do a poem about Ghost. I've done this poem before. He seemed a very average ghost, the kind you read straight, the kind you see straight through, created for TV to perfectly true. His hair was long, boots were tall, the buckles on his belt, his jacket was made from